What is it about the history of the European Cup that is so enchanting to football fans? It's something intangible. It's football folklore and heritage. It's the biggest competition with the biggest players playing for the biggest prize there is. How couldn't it stir up the emotions? Every super club in Europe fighting for the same trophy once a year? Yep, that'll do it. We're in. Formerly, but still commonly known as the European Cup, now officially the Champions League, this spectacle is widely regarded as the top tournament in club football globally. It's the competition that pits Real Madrid against AC Milan and Barcelona against Bayern Munich. The competition has run since the 1955-56 season and 23 sides have lifted the famous trophy. They're an elite group of football history makers that most teams on the continent really envy. But a few extremely special teams have gone above and beyond in stamping their legacy on the beautiful game. They have done more than just win a European Cup, as if that isn't special enough. In this video series, we're going to study those fantastic sides in great detail, so don't sleep on us. Hit that subscribe button, sit back and enjoy.
Brilliant response! Liverpool lead early in the Champions League final. Liverpool are the champions of Europe for the 6th time.
One of the great masters of European football are the 6-time champions of the continent, Liverpool FC. There are under 1 million inhabitants in the city of Liverpool. It's not exactly a massive population or sprawling powerhouse of a European city, but only AC Milan and Real Madrid have won more European Cups than the Reds. Modern day legends like Steven Gerrard, Mo Salah and Virgil van Dijk could only shine thanks to the groundwork laid by the likes of Kenny Dalglish and Ian Rush back in the day. The Scotsman and Welshman respectively are two of Liverpool's greatest legends and played their part in what was one of the greatest dynasties in European football history. Liverpool won the European Cup a remarkable 4 times in 8 years between 1977 and 1984. They also won the UEFA Cup in both 1973 and 1976. That amounts to 6 major European titles in 11 seasons. Most are lucky to manage one in their entire club history, but that's why Liverpool are now regarded as one of Europe's best ever sides. So how did such an incredible rise come to pass, and what made Liverpool the kings of Europe, and by far the most successful English club in European history? We're going to take a look. This is LFC in Europe. Bill Shankly was the legendary manager of the Reds when they started their journey in European football during the 1964-65 season, having won the old First Division the year before. The club's first tie in Europe wasn't in Madrid nor in Milan, it was in Iceland. The team, the name of which I will not even attempt to pronounce out of respect for the people of Iceland, were the first that the mighty Reds would face. The Reds ran out 11-1 winners on aggregate in what was the preliminary round of the competition in order to qualify for the next phase. The following round was historic for another reason. Liverpool wore their now famous all-red strip for the first time in club history. Shankly was the man who chose to make the switch from white shorts and socks, as he believed the all-red strip would be more formidable, a look that would gain a psychological edge over opponents. Shankly was ahead of his time in terms of thinking of this detail. This of course was long before the days of sports science or psychology, and whether you believe a kit colour can make an impact or not is one thing, but it cannot be denied that Shankly was thinking about the fine details, and those details make champions. Liverpool beat Anderlecht of Belgium in their new red strip, but then lost to Inter Milan on aggregate in the European Cup semi-finals. They had won the first leg 3-1 at Anfield, but then fell to a 3-0 defeat at the San Siro in a game that Shankly called a war. Such was its physical nature and some dodgy refereeing decisions, allegedly all in favour of the Italian team. In the 65-66 season, the Reds made it to the final of the UEFA Cup Winners' Cup, but lost the final to Borussia Dortmund 2-1 after extra time. Liverpool were prominent in European football during the seasons that followed, but they couldn't quite get their hands on a trophy. A turning point came in the 66-67 season when they were beaten again, this time by a spectacular Ajax team spearheaded by a pretty good footballer named Johan Cruyff. The Amsterdam side beat the Reds 7-3 on aggregate and showed a style of play that many hadn't seen before. total football was the original tiki-taka, and Pep Guardiola's master of studies was Johan Cruyff. Ajax were the first side to display such mesmerising positional play and patient but penetrating passing football. Shankly was quick to realise how special it was at the time and opted to follow a similar style in the future. He saw it completely necessary for Liverpool to be successful in Europe, and right he was. Success finally arrived in the 1972-73 season as Liverpool won the UEFA Cup and started that phenomenal record of 6 European trophies in 11 years. Even after such a great success in 73, nobody would have imagined what they would go on to achieve in the next decade. In 1974, one legendary manager was replaced by another, as Bob Paisley took Bill Shankly's role at the helm of Liverpool Football Club, and in 1976 he had his first European success as Liverpool won their second UEFA Cup. They defeated the likes of Real Sociedad and Barcelona on the way to the final, where Club Brugge of Belgium were waiting. Liverpool won the first leg 3-2 at Anfield thanks to a late comeback, and then drew 1-1 in Belgium. The UEFA Cup was fantastic, but bigger things were just around the corner. Trust me. And to hear more about those special events, you better hit that subscribe button and join us next time in part 2, as we continue the story of Liverpool FC and their European domination.